Have you ever poured your heart into someone, maybe a friend or a loved one, giving your time, your effort, even your support, only to be met with silence, no appreciation, no recognition, not even a simple thank you? It's a painful experience, especially when it comes from someone you expected better from. You might have gone out of your way for them, thinking your loyalty would be valued, only to find yourself sidelined or forgotten. And what's worse is when they take credit for something you did, or when your efforts go unnoticed entirely. That kind of pain doesn't just sting, it lingers, because deep down, we all long to feel seen, valued, and appreciated, especially by the people closest to us. But here's a comforting truth that Islam offers. In our faith, we're not meant to chase attention. Our value doesn't depend on how loudly others clap for us. Islam teaches us something liberating, that you don't have to beg for attention in order to be prioritized. Instead, when you live sincerely and align your life with the principles of your Deen, Allah Himself places you in the hearts of people in ways you never imagined. So in this video, we're sharing 9 powerful Islamic strategies to help you become a priority without ever asking for it. And remember, the moment you feel invisible or unappreciated is often the moment Shaitan whispers the loudest. So stay until the end, and don't let those whispers drown out the guidance of Allah. 1. Make your Deen your foundation. We often get so caught up in our busy routines, running errands, chasing deadlines, scrolling through endless feeds, that we begin to neglect the very purpose of our creation, our Deen, our connection with Allah. Your Deen should never be a side note to your day. It's not just something you squeeze in when everything else is done. It should be at the center of your life, woven into your morning, your work, your relationships, and even your rest. It doesn't mean living in extremes. Islam is a religion of balance, mercy, and ease. As Allah tells us in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. 2:286. This means your religious journey should bring peace to your heart, not strain to your soul. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized moderation, warning us against going to extremes in worship. As narrated by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the Prophet said 3 times, "Those who go to extremes are ruined." Sahih Muslim 2670. So when we say prioritize your Deen, we mean anchoring your life in the wisdom, calm, and beauty of Islam without making it a burden. It's about making space in your heart and in your time for your salah, your dhikr, and your connection with Allah. And when you do that consistently, you'll notice something beautiful. You begin to shine from within. People will notice your peace, your integrity, your character, and you'll naturally become someone others admire and want around. Not because you demanded attention, but because your presence speaks for itself. That's the power of walking with Allah. 2. Build unshakable self-confidence. Confidence in Islam isn't about arrogance. It's not about walking with your head high so people notice you. It's about walking with certainty, knowing who you are, why you're here, and who created you. That inner strength is one of the most valuable assets a Muslim can carry. A confident believer doesn't crumble under pressure. They don't fall apart when they're ignored. They remain grounded in the knowledge that their worth comes from Allah, not from likes, applause, or worldly approval. Self-confidence is a gift from Allah, but it's also a skill you can nurture. It grows from knowing your purpose, standing firm in your values, and being at peace with your decisions, even when others don't understand them. And here's the beautiful part. When you carry yourself with genuine confidence rooted in faith, others begin to reflect that back to you. They listen more attentively. They respect your presence. you become someone whose voice matters without ever raising it for attention. Confidence also helps you inspire others, especially in today's world where people are constantly searching for role models who are authentic and grounded. So when you combine inner strength with sincere faith, you become a light for others, even without trying. More strategies are coming up, so stay tuned till the end. But remember this, you are already valuable in the eyes of Allah. You don't need to chase anyone to see that. Let your actions speak, let your deen guide you, and let your presence reflect the beauty of your faith. 3. Strengthen your connection with Allah through dua. One of the most powerful tools you have, yet often underestimated, is dua. It's not just a moment where you ask for things you want. Dua is your private, sacred conversation with the one who truly sees you, hears you, and knows your heart even better than you do. When people ignore you or forget your worth, raise your hands to the one who never does. Ask Allah not only to make you strong, but to make your heart content. Ask Him to put love for you in the hearts of the righteous, to make your presence a source of light wherever you go. Dua isn't about changing the world overnight. It's about realigning your soul with Allah's wisdom. And when you constantly return to Him in sincerity, He turns people's hearts toward you in ways you could never orchestrate yourself. There's no greater honor than to be chosen by Allah, even when the world overlooks you. So the next time you feel forgotten by others, remember, you are remembered by Allah, and that remembrance is worth more than the attention of an entire crowd. 4. Embody the character of the Prophet. People might not always remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. That's what the Prophet Muhammad taught us, not through words alone, but through his remarkable character. He was gentle when others were harsh, patient when others lost their temper, generous even when he had very little, and despite being the most important person in the world, he never made anyone feel small. His humility attracted hearts like a magnet. If you want to be someone others gravitate toward, someone who's respected, admired, and remembered long after they've left the room, then strive to embody the character of the Prophet. Peace be upon him in every interaction. Smile sincerely. Listen with compassion. Forgive easily. Give without expecting anything in return. These small acts done with sincerity build a reputation of integrity, and people naturally prioritize those who make them feel seen, safe, and respected. 5. Be consistent in private worship. There's something deeply powerful about worship done in secret, the kind that no one sees, no one praises, no one even knows about, except Allah. Praying tahajjud in the quiet of the night, giving charity without anyone noticing, remembering Allah on your walk home, all these private acts build your spiritual rank with Allah in ways that public actions can't. The world might overlook you, but Allah never does. When you commit to private worship, you create a spiritual force field around your soul. It strengthens your heart, clears your mind, and attracts unseen barakah into your life. And over time, it transforms you into someone who radiates calm, purpose, and divine favor without needing to demand a thing. People begin to prioritize you not because you're loud or showy, but because your silent connection with Allah gives you a quiet strength that can't be ignored. 6. Surround yourself with righteous company. You become like the people you keep close. That's why the Prophet, peace be upon him, warned us to choose our companions wisely. If you're constantly around people who belittle your efforts, dismiss your worth, or only value you when it benefits them, you'll start questioning your own value too. But when you surround yourself with those who remind you of Allah, uplift your spirit, and encourage you toward goodness, you begin to rise. These people see your heart before they see your status. They don't need you to prove yourself. They value you for your sincerity and your intentions. Righteous friends don't just uplift you, they protect you. They reflect your goodness back to you. And in their company, you naturally become someone whose presence is prioritized, not just socially, but spiritually. 7. Practice. Patience with purpose. Sometimes you'll do everything right, pray regularly, treat others kindly, give without expectation, and still feel sidelined. And in those moments, it's easy to wonder, what's the point? But here's the secret. Your patience is never wasted. Allah sees every sigh, every unspoken disappointment, every tear you wipe away quietly. And He promises in Surah Al-Baqarah, "Indeed, Allah is with the patient." 2:15-3. This isn't passive patience, this is patience with purpose, where you continue doing good even when no one claps for you, where you trust that Allah is arranging something better for you behind the scenes. The more you develop this kind of resilience, the stronger and more radiant your soul becomes. And before long, people will begin to notice the quiet confidence in your walk, the depth in your words, the light in your eyes. That's the reward of patient endurance. 8. Offer value without expecting return. One of the most freeing things you can do is give without strings attached. Help others, not because you want recognition, but because it's who you are. Serve, support, and uplift people because you're seeking the reward of Allah, not applause from the crowd. And ironically, it's people like this, those who give with pure hearts, who end up being the most cherished and respected, because their actions aren't performative, they're sincere. And sincerity always finds its way into the hearts of others. So instead of waiting to be prioritized, become someone who prioritizes doing good, regardless of who's watching. Over time, your genuine nature will draw the right people toward you, and the wrong people will naturally fall away. 9. Know that Allah elevates whom He wills. Lastly, remember this powerful truth. It is Allah who raises ranks, not followers, not popularity, not even effort alone. You might be doing everything right and still feel invisible, but that doesn't mean you're failing. Sometimes Allah hides your light from the world until it's the perfect moment to shine. Trust His timing, trust His wisdom, and trust that when He decides to elevate you, no one can block it. You don't need to beg for attention, just keep showing up for Allah, and He will write your name in places you never dreamed of. So the next time you feel unappreciated or invisible, take a deep breath. Remind yourself of these 9 strategies rooted in faith, and most of all, never forget your worth in the eyes of the one who created you. You were never meant to beg for attention. You were meant to walk with purpose, speak with sincerity, and trust that Allah sees everything, especially the good you do when no one else does. Final reflection. You were never created to beg for value from others. Your worth was written by the one who created you. And when you walk with purpose, when you carry your Deen with confidence, and when you act with quiet excellence, you won't need to chase attention. Respect, love, and dignity will come to you by the will of Allah. So walk in silence, build in secret, grow with intention, and trust that the one who sees you in sujood, in tears, and in patience is the same one who will elevate you when the time is right.